Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Strasbourg, France. Now, I will tell you, we got up really early this morning, and there's a good reason. Number one, you guys know that we're not big fans of van lifing in big cities because of the traffic, because of the difficulties finding parking, because of the maneuverability of our big van. And also because of, honestly, crime. The bigger cities are definitely the more dangerous places we travel. And for all those reasons, we generally stay away. But we are in Europe, and there are so many historical, beautiful, big cities and places to see that we really just can't see a way to avoid hanging out in some of these cities. Snow did a good job getting on the different apps. Now, you've heard probably a lot about iOverlander. In Europe, you use Park4Night a lot. We use both. We use the Google. We use everything. But she found a beautiful spot here on the university. And today is Sunday, which means nobody's in school on Sunday. Parking is free. We will stay here tonight. We have to leave early in the morning. But it is early in the morning, and we left early this morning because, well, it's the best time to avoid the traffic. We only had about a 35-minute drive in. We had to pick up fuel, and wow, $150 to fill the tank. And I will say, ouch! But it always helps when we can find free places to camp, and that's what we have here. That's what we had last night, so we're doing pretty good on that note. But the drive into Strasbourg was gorgeous. The architecture, the big buildings, and our strategy paid off. We got in before people are waking up, so we avoided the traffic. It really was not too bad. And the good news is we are a short walk for the Christmas markets right here in Strasbourg, which is supposed to be one of the biggest and best in France. So we're excited. We went to one last night to the north here and had an amazing time. So we are really looking forward to this. And I might sneak off and just check out the city a little today. So it's gonna be a fun episode. Let's go, guys. We'll see you in a bit. Now, of course, we have the Christmas villages we're going to visit, but I thought since we got here nice and early and it's such a beautiful day, we actually had some sun earlier. I was able to pop the drone up, which was really cool and gave me a breathtaking view of the city. So anyway, I decided I got to get out and do an urban hike and explore this thing. I'm going to take you guys along, but I did notice there's some really cool churches and also some cool architecture, and I don't know what else we're gonna find, but we're just gonna go explore, and I'll show you anything interesting I find along the way. Now, I have to remind you guys, I'm not a historian. I'm not as probably studied or rehearsed as some vloggers, but it doesn't matter because we're gonna see some cool stuff either way. Look at these statues. One of the things I'll point out is our camp spot's in a perfect location right over by the University of Strasbourg. And as you can see, there's a lot of churches here, and this one's just right across the way from us. And as big and majestic as it is, it's not even the biggest church in town. All right, look at this little train, guys. And they've got glass windows around. I'm not sure if it's heated, but probably from all the people in there, it's probably a little warm and steamy. But it looks like some have some headsets on it, so maybe a little tour there. And I'm sure you guys are aware that the train system is awesome here in Europe and vast, and you can see the little train coming through this big square area, and it's stopping right in front of us. And I'm not sure what this big building is right here, but it is pretty cool. A big, huge courtyard, and you can see all the gorgeous leaves just falling. Wow. All right, there is a lot of actual Christmas markets set up here. And if you can see these little house-shaped buildings, they look like Monopoly houses. These are all around the town. And so I think we'll probably end up coming up through here and maybe snaking through later on this evening and seeing a good bit of them. Looks like a fun day. Here's the big giant Christmas tree, so we definitely have to see that. And there's a series of rivers that run through Strasbourg, and a lot of them are real low, but you'll see little low profile tour boats going through there, giving tours of all the scenes, and well, it's just pretty. Alright, it is noon on Sunday and the market is bustling, and it is already lit up. And look at some of these plates of foods. Wow, big sandwiches and hot dogs and noodles. And we are definitely in a much more crowded market today. I have a big sausage hanging out of that bread. Wow. And I don't even know if I can get close enough to some of these booths to show you guys. Wow. Oops, excuse me. Looks like sausages and sauerkrauts, macaroni and potatoes, lots of different hot dogs, and of course waffles and breads with cheeses, bratwurst. Oh, I think we're gonna have some bratwurst tonight or some currywurst. Look at this food. Looks delicious, guys. And they have all sorts of hot spice drinks, as we saw at the last one. Looks to be many different types. I think Pome is apple, and you can see orange, frambosa, maybe strawberries. It's spiced differently. Hot kettles, hot juice. It's everywhere. Look at this place. Hot chocolate. Wish they had smell-o-vision, but these are nougats, and they have stuffed with different stuff: almonds, nuts, fruits, chocolates, and all sorts of different other kinds of pâté de fruits. Covered apples, apples of love is what they call them. Little sticks of chocolate covered fruits, bananas, pineapples, cherries, strawberries. And then they have all the different sweet candied nuts and sugar covered nuts. Wow. And I can tell you the smells are just off the charts with all the spice juices, the candied nuts. And then of course they have all these different booths. Now when we were at the last one, they did a good job of having only like one of each kind of booth. But here there is so much stuff and so much variety. I mean, you can build your whole manger scene. They have little trees and shrubs and little animals and caricatures. You got geese and chickens and cows and donkeys and baby Jesus and shepherds and deer and horses and elephants and everything. Wow. And up here they even have the manger scenes, so you can get the manger scene and build your own manger. Wow. Look at that. And look at all the different gingerbreads. And of course, we've told you we're in the Alsace region, and so you see that prominent on a lot of the things. Spice breads, fruit breads. And what would a Christmas market be without dancing Santas? And they've got them all. Dancing, playing music. They even have a drunk reindeer. Breakdancing Santa. Look at that. Santa is for you guys. All the different Christmas lights. Snow globes. And we didn't have to go very far through these cool buildings to find a market over there to our left and yet another market in front of us. So everywhere where there's like a little open space, they've set up these booths and markets, and it's just so fascinating. Definitely the place to be. I'm a little stunned that we were able to get the parking that we were able to get. What a super cool city, and I can tell you, even if the Christmas markets weren't here, I still would be in love with Strasbourg. But the Christmas villages are definitely hitting in this area, and these streets are bustling. Now, I don't know if it was always like this, but these look like walking streets and shopping streets. And we even have some American restaurants here, McDonald's, Five Guys fries, Levi's, the big beautiful flowers hanging from the sides of the buildings. I can't wait to see this place lit up tonight.
So Curt is off for his walk, and before he left, we'd noticed this line of people. It kind of started as just a group, but then it started to form into a line. Over the past maybe hour and a half started to form here. We were kind of trying to figure out what it was, and now this van has just pulled up, and this group of people, within a matter of minutes, have set up these tables, and it looks like some sort of a food kitchen, as everybody else continues to set everything up for the food. And she's setting out clothes. She's got bags of scarves and jackets and hats. I think these people are here to eat. And I think these volunteers all showed up in the van. And I think they're fixing to feed all these people on a Sunday at lunchtime here in front of this university. I think it's a mobile soup kitchen. And that's both incredible and sad that it's needed. There are all kinds of different people waiting in this line. And to be honest with you, none of them looked homeless. They just looked like people. But they've been waiting in line for an hour and a half to 2 hours for food. So, hunger plagues the world, even in beautiful cities in France.
I just turned the corner and saw this, and literally I was like, oh wow. It just kind of took my breath, and maybe the scale of it is not so apparent. But as you're walking through these narrow streets with all this fascinating architecture, all of a sudden you see this thing just jut up. And there is so much ornate detail, intricate detail on this church. It is incredible. Look at that. Statues, spires. I don't even know all the stuff that is on this church, but it is stunning. And then right at the base and all around, we have all these Christmas markets and all the bustle and hustle of the people. The only thing missing is a little snow. Wow. I can tell you the intricate detail on this Notre Dame is like, on this cathedral, is like none I have ever seen. There's a line for people to go in, and as I said, at the base of it you have this big Christmas village. Just absolutely takes my breath away. Look at this.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight, glory stream from heaven afar. Heavenly hosts singing Alleluia. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born.
All right, guys, I just spent about an hour walking through this village, and you can see Notre Dame's right there at the end of the road. And as I walk here and cross the river right here, this is the university that we're parked right in front of. Throughout the day, it looks like a crowd has definitely grown. And Phil and I were discussing what we thought it was. I thought maybe it was where they were feeding the homeless or something like that, some sort of food drive. We saw people out here waiting earlier, and now that I approach the van, it looks like that may be what it is. All right, guys, if you remember, we're in a big city. In a big city, we're taking a few extra steps of precaution. We've got the slick locks on the sliding door and the back door. Of course, we've got locked up with the security tent, and the good news is there's other couple camper vans here, so we're headed to the market. Let's go.
All right. Today I was working on conserving my energy, so Curt did a walk this afternoon by himself, and he said I'm absolutely going to flip out when we get to this Christmas village. So that means I'm absolutely going to flip out, I know it.
I'm not wasting any dreams this Christmas. I've made my wish upon that star. The only dream of which my list consists is to always be wherever you are.
We have arrived at the food station, and oh my, this does not look like your normal street meat that you'd find at a festival. I mean, look at this. I wish you could smell it. When's someone gonna invent smell-o-vision, guys? I think we're gonna grab some food. Oh, look at those giant sausages down there. Okay. All right, we think you just step up and order.
Hi. Can I get the mushrooms with the spetzel? Gumbo? And I want one of those too. Thank you.
No, there is no denying.
You excited?
It's so good.
Oh, guys, you can just smell it too.
It's just like bubbling up. The mushrooms. There's some fresh stuff over there. See, yes.
I'm as happy as a child on Christmas. I've made my wish and it came
Look at an extra plate, Kurt, or a bowl.
All I want for Christmas is you.
Merci. All right, so what are these little potato noodle things called? Spetzel?
Spetzel.
Spetzel. It looks like they got some bacon and grease on top. And these mushrooms look they've been cooking for a while. And some sort of meat.
It's
What?
pork. I don't know if it's a pork knuckle or a pork shank, but it's been stewed all day.
Yeah.
And it's still got like the fat and it's cooked down. It looks so yummy.
So how much was this?
This was $18.
All right. So it's a good thing we split. And then we'll have a snack and one of these yummy drinks a little bit later.
All right, at each of these little villages, we said we were gonna try the food, some different kinds of food at each of the places. And honestly, we just walked into this one tonight and the food,
Smells.
oh, the
Smells.
mushrooms were bubbling, the smells
guys,
from
look
this
at
place.
this. Look at this.
And this pork is fall off the bone. And spetzel is something we've had before, but
Yeah, not real.
authentic like
And
this.
in our last video, when we were heading to this region of France, I told you that it is known for its food, kind of a fusion of German and French food because of the history here of going back and forth. This looks freaking yummy.
All right, Snow has found the apple cider. What do you think?
Best apple cider in the world. Maybe not, but the best apple cider I've ever had. It is very sweet, very cinnamony. It's still steaming hot. It comes in this great little plastic mug that will be our souvenir for the night. I don't know why Curt didn't get his own.
I don't think I've told you this story yet, guys, but absolutely one of the most difficult things for Snow to let go of when we sold our house and sold everything and moved into a tiny van was some of her dearest Christmas decorations. And it may sound silly, but every year at Christmas, she was always going out and looking for the special things, the special colors, and she always treasured Christmas. And if you're wondering why she's so super excited, this is why. And as we've come through the countryside here in France on the drive here, she was definitely spotting some of the Christmas trees growing out on the side of the road in the farms.
So, look at that little tree
Yeah.
hanging. Would that hang on our wall behind the couch?
All right, if you look up here, they have little teeny tiny trees, the Snow spotted. And that would mean she could get some decorations, which I think is kind of the point.
So, it probably is a really, really, really good thing that our van is teeny tiny, because I could have just decorated like 30 Christmas trees through there. And I was eyeballing that little tiny Christmas tree, but quite honestly, we don't even have anywhere to put that. So Don't worry, I'll hang some lights and put up a few things. But just walking through these markets, I'm getting my Christmas fix. So we walked down row 1, and we're at what is supposed to be the largest Christmas markets in all of France. So we got to go find another street that'll be full of even more stuff. So what a cool way to lead up to the holidays, guys. I hope you guys are getting to decorate your trees or however you celebrate your holidays. I know people celebrate them many different ways around the world. For us, it's Christmas, but I hope you're getting ready for whatever your holiday is. They literally have chestnuts roasting on a fire. Ah!
Inès, vous avez vu Inès aujourd'hui à Place Québec? Allez, vamos là. Il y en a un ouvert là. Il y en a un ouvert là. Non, il y en a plus.
So we walked down this great little alley with lights hanging all over. Little pedestrian only narrow alley. Popped out in another square at the other end where the giant Christmas tree is. Christmas trees everywhere, people everywhere, lights everywhere. It is a Sunday evening, so I think it's big time family time down here. Everyone's having fun, shopping, drinking this yummy stuff. I hope we can convey the festive spirit, how it kind of comes through. We'll see, we'll do our best. We just found a place where they melt the cheese on a big block till it gets a little brown and crispy, and then they scrape it onto the sausage dog. Oh.
I would gain 100 pounds in 1 week. I never want to leave this place.
Guys, that was incredible. I was joking with Curt, but then I realized I really wasn't joking. At home in the United States, they'd be squeezing the cheese out of a bottle or something.
Squeeze the cheese.
Not something like that. That looked delicious. But we've already eaten at this place. Hopefully they have the melted cheese at the next market we take you guys to. Ah. We found the pretzel booth. Salty ones, sweet ones, cheesy ones, chocolate ones. Oh my.
This place is magical, isn't it?
This church is insane. And if we would have been able to come here in the daytime when there weren't as many people, there's something really cool about it. I'll insert a picture. We'll still look for it as we leave, but it's dark. So I don't remember the year, 1400s, 1500s, whenever it was. The county commissioners of this area hired an artist to come in and make all the gargoyles for this church, and there are a lot of them up there. Well, towards the end, they refused to pay him. So one of these gargoyles is literally mooning. His pants are pulled down and facing towards where the county commissioner building was at the time. And it's still here. So I would have loved to have been able to find it. We're not going to be able to in the dark, but I had to share that funny story with you guys.
After all that walking around the city, we decided to get some Belgian fries and a little burger to split.
Cut in half.
But we're worn out and we're winding down.
If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you guys know when we put out new videos. And don't forget, you can always follow us over on Instagram to see what's going on in between videos. Cheers, guys!